Hi, my name is Judie VanKooiman, and you're watching Life Issues. This month's show is about Winthrop Commission on Disability, and my guests are Carla Murphy, Kathleen Kane, and Andrew Carr. Welcome, all of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Carla, I'm going to start with you.
Okay.
What is your professional background?
So I started out as an advocate, and the reason I got into advocacy was because of my son. He was born with a disability. So I was doing things on my own, and I was advocating for him for services and programs. And then people would come up to me and they would say, "Can you do that for my kid?" So I went through a training after about 5 years, and I developed some good, strong advocacy skills. And then I ended up going to Northeast ARC. I became the director of advocacy up there. It just evolved over the years. And then I opened my own office in 2010. So I've been advocating for probably 25 years. And like I said, I went through so many trainings through the Federation for Children with Special Needs. So that's primarily my background, is advocacy.
Okay, great. Thank you. And how long have you been the chair of the commission?
Not even a year. We actually got together during COVID. The commission actually, we did a few Zoom meetings. It was hard to meet and to meet consistently. So it was like many organizations during COVID, it kind of went by the wayside. Denise Quist is a member of our commission. She's the town clerk, and she said, "Let's try to revive this." So she's planned a meeting in person, and in June we held elections. So it hasn't been a full year. My term is up in June of 2025.
Next year.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
great. They'll probably have you stay on.
No, I don't think so. I think we'll be rotating.
Yeah,
But
yeah, fair.
it's a wonderful group. It's a great group of people because it's a very active commission. Everybody plays a role. Everybody's very active. We have Kathleen, we have John Rodas, nationally known attorney and patient advocate. So, and
great.
Andrew's the one that convinced me to join the commission. And then we have John Morgan, who runs a low vision group at the senior center once a month. Denise Quist and Hannah Belcher. We have a very good commission. Everybody does something. It's a working group.
Great.
So
Yeah.
it's easy to be chair of a group like that.
Right. And they can find more info on the for the senior center low vision in their newsletter, I believe.
Yes.
And
Yep.
and the newsletter is also on the town website.
Right, right.
Okay, great. And why did you want to become the chair after Andrew convinced you that you
To join the commission, not
Yeah.
to be the chair.
yeah, the chair, I'd become the chair
We
of
all
the
convinced her
commission.
to become the chair.
But I didn't have any intention of becoming the chair, but it just happened. It was an election. It's when everybody steps back and you're left standing there going, "What?"
Me?
But I'm like I said, I enjoy the role, and only because of the people that are on the commission. Everybody is very active, it's a great collaboration. So it's good.
Okay, great. Kathleen, what is your professional background?
So I'm an attorney. I've been an attorney for about 30 years now. And I do a lot of Social Security disability. My husband, John Rodas, who is also on the commission, became disabled probably 20 years ago. And he has a total type A personality and wanted to try to kind of give back. So we actually joined the commission many years ago, and it's really grown a lot. And thank you to Carla for being our leader the last year. We've done a lot of great things.
Great. And why did you want to join the commission?
Yeah, again, just to be able to, my husband, John Rodas, he's born and bred in Winthrop. He's never lived anywhere else. He's actually never lived anywhere else than on the same street, which is amazing. But so we really wanted to, we were, as Carla said, we have some national speaking that we do regarding disabilities. He has a genetic disorder called Marfan syndrome, and we go around the country and speak at the national conferences. And we decided we wanted to give back to Winthrop as much as we could. This is our community. We love it here, and we wanted to see if we could help people with disabilities, because it's, it's something that's dear to our hearts.
Right. Okay. And what types of law do you practice?
The majority of my practice now is Social Security disability, representing those through the process. But I also do personal injury, I do elder law, wills, trusts, that type of thing. And any kind of litigation. I've been a litigator, again, for about 30 years now. I started off as an assistant district attorney in Pennsylvania, and then when I came up here 24 years ago, I worked for a firm on the South Shore, and again, did a lot of different types of litigation. So.
Okay, great. Andrew, I'm going to switch over to you. What made you reach out to the Winthrop Commission on Disability to join?
Well, I think I reached out when I graduated school. I was interested in advocacy and giving back to the community and becoming part of the community and joining the community. And I was looking forward to getting involved and working on advocacy and helping to improve my knowledge and where I saw the advocacy was needed. And so there was some way that I got involved, and I wanted to give back and help advocate and make a difference and help be part of the change. That was how I got involved, and that was about 2017 when I got involved, but yes.
Great. And what do you think is the priority for the commission going forward?
Priority commission going forward, I think, was very exciting. We have a lot of great projects in the work. We've been working on I think you mentioned an event that we're working on some grant for the community events. Some beach day events, and we're working on the library grant, which we got through, I guess. We're working on a grant for the library, which is help increase accessibility grant for the library, and help increase access and full inclusion for the library through grant funding and increasing the technology and access to the libraries. We want to make those community places more accessible and more inclusive in the community settings as well.
That's great. That's
Yes.
going to be so wonderful. People are
Yes.
really going to be rooting for you guys on
Yeah.
that one. Yeah. Carla, what is your mission statement?
So our mission statement for the commission is to make Winthrop more inclusive for people with disabilities. And I think what happens is people focus on elderly people with disabilities, and they kind of forget that there are people younger that are born with disabilities, like my own son, and that we want to make the town of Winthrop inclusive. So what we've done so far this year is, I hope I'm not jumping ahead of your questions, but this year what we've done is we're planning some events, some accessible recreational events. We're hoping that comes to fruition over the summer. We've also put out a resource guide that covers the entire age span. So from early intervention until, people are in their homes, elderly, and need in-home support. So the resource guide is free to the residents of Winthrop. It's over 100 pages. I'll let you talk about that. I forgot that you're going to be talking about that. And then the speaker series, and John and Kathleen have come and spoke about guardianship. Today there was one on Social Security, and the upcoming one in April is on health insurance and navigating that maze. So we're trying to make Winthrop, we're trying to give information to the residents so that they can access resources and get services and programs that will make life more livable in this town, and then make the town more inclusive. That's the mission of the commission. We want to hear from residents. So we already heard from different residents about the library, just about different things that people don't feel like they're included. The beach isn't always accessible to people. So we're trying to collaborate with other organizations in Winthrop and offer like an accessible event on Deer Island this summer. Hopefully that will work out, and have people with disabilities experience it in a more inclusive way than just walking Deer Island. So maybe pedaling, maybe by boat. And we're trying to put all that together. So our ideas are to improve the lives of people with disability in this town.
Okay, great. And what is the title of the Americans with Disabilities?
ACT?
Yeah,
Yeah, ADA.
ADA.
And that ensures people with disabilities equal rights under the law for employment, education, and recreational opportunities in the community.
Okay, great. And you've mentioned a lot about the commission, but what is the Commission on Disability?
I think there's one in every town, Commission on Disability.
There's not. We're lucky
No?
that we have one, but it's definitely a municipal commission, and so, but not every town has it, unfortunately.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's so sad. How would they get around? I mean, have to go to another town or city, or
Well, I think then you have to find resources on your own.
Yeah, there's
Yeah.
a state commission, the
Okay.
Department of Disability, and there are in most states around the country a state department. But to have a municipal entity, which is like much closer to what the community needs, it doesn't always happen. So I think we're really lucky here in Winthrop, being that we are relatively small, that we have such a commission.
right? Right.
And
Okay,
an
but-
active one, too.
Yes.
Because some towns, if you look up their commissions, some towns, they may meet much, they don't meet as often as we do. We meet once a month. And if you look at their agenda, it's not very full. So it's almost like, okay, we'll do this obligatory meeting. But I think ours is definitely doing some outreach to people, and we want to hear from people. What would you like to know about? So I think we had a good showing today at the Social Security presentation that you and John did.
Yes.
A lot of questions. People were very interested. It was wonderful. It was very personal. There were little stories and everything. So I'm looking forward to the one in April on navigating health insurance, mass health, Medicare. And I think if somebody comes forward and says, can you do one on blah, 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 we can actually find speakers.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Awesome. And Kathleen, what are the responsibilities of the Commission on Disability?
Well, as Carla just said, there's not, certain things that we have to do. It's just a matter of how much we want to do. And our particular commission has decided to take on a lot of objectives, and I think we're moving along, and we're really, really active. And again, we're lucky to have such a thing here in Winthrop.
Okay, great. And how can people reach the Commission on Disability?
It's on the town website, basically, town.winthrop.mass.us, and then /winthrop-commission-disability.
Okay, and we'll have that up on the screen too, so people can get it from there also. And can you please tell us about the resource guide for the Commission on Disability?
The resource guide is just amazing, and thank you, Carla. Carla put so much work into this, and it's 100 pages of references for someone with disabilities. And as Carla indicated, someone with a disability isn't just someone who's elderly. Okay, it starts. You can have a genetic condition when you're born. So it goes through resources, both federal, state, and local, for everything from housing to education to employment to transportation, everything that you can imagine. So it's absolutely, it's pretty amazing. And it's going to be available digitally, correct, Carla? Soon
Yes.
it's going to be available
Yes.
on our website. So, and we also have hard copies of it going places throughout town. So
Yeah.
it's
If
definitely.
somebody wants to request it, they can email us on, what is the email? It's Commission on Disabilities.
I'm assuming .org.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I can remember when we first started talking about it, it was pre-COVID, and we were all sitting it was when we were meeting in person, we were all sitting around going, did you know about this? Did you know about that? And somebody, I think it was John Rodas, that said, we should put all of this into a guide,
Yes.
because we have so much information, and how do we convey it to people?
Right.
So if you read just the table of contents, there's so much coverage in there. And even how to stay in your own home, how to access support so you don't have to move into a nursing home. And for students, there's plenty of resources in here. Veterans, we tried to cover everything. I'm sure there's going to be more added to it as time goes on, but we just had so much knowledge to share with the town.
Yeah. That's
Yeah, and I
good.
think most people don't realize there's such resources out there, and that's unfortunate because, again, most of them are free, okay, and available. So we want to let people know about that.
Yeah.
Definitely. And Carla, are you, we kind of answered this one earlier about any other towns or cities that have a resource guide like this?
I don't know of any.
No, I don't.
So
believe-
what happened was John Morgan actually gave a copy to Manchester by the Sea, to their commission, and they were raving about it. I think he's distributed it to other towns as well. And they are welcoming the copies because it doesn't just cover Winthrop resources, but state resources, and also federal in some instances. So there's a lot there that other towns can use as well, but there's quite a bit about Winthrop in there.
Right, that's great. And we're going to switch over to your other hat. Can you please tell us about the organization that you started?
So Winthrop Strong actually was not my idea. I had a call from the Department of Developmental Services, probably about 10 or 11 years ago, saying, why don't you start a self-advocacy branch in Winthrop and serving surrounding towns? And that was for effect. But I think what happened was a lot of people with disabilities, especially young people, students, they go through a self-advocacy course like SALS. You're
Yes,
familiar with
yes.
SALS, a
Self-advocacy
self-advocacy
leadership.
leadership series. And it's a one-time thing. So they learn, it's almost like sticking your toe in the water. They don't really practice advocating. And it's difficult for any of us to advocate for ourselves. It can be very difficult unless you practice. So they said, why don't you start the group? So we started the group. There's 2 advisors, myself and Susan Carr. And it's been going about 10 years. And we basically get together at the beginning of the year and we do an agenda for the year. We plan for the year. And we list everything that people want to engage in. Some parties, some education, information. We've done human rights training, voting forums, healthcare. We've covered a lot of topics so that people know what their rights are. And it's interesting because right now in the state, there is a movement towards self-direction and self-determination. And a lot of people that are in institutionalized settings, like group homes, don't have a chance to exercise that. So it's an interesting meeting when we do the human rights training because one half of the group self-directs their services and the other half don't. And there's quite a contrast in even the development of the person and their ability to speak up. So anybody who wants to join is welcome to join. It's usually included in the town manager's newsletter, and you just have to be 18 or older.
Okay.
And it's a great way to socialize, too, to make friends.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely. And who do you advocate for?
Presently, I just, whoever calls, usually it's, primarily, it's youth that are transitioning out of school into adult services. And that's a huge transition, and a lot of parents worry, and they should if they haven't planned. So there's a lot of planning that can go into that process, but it's a very different world from school-based advocacy, which I really don't do as much anymore. But going into adulthood and being linked to an adult agency is a different experience. And again, it takes strong advocacy to get services and programs because they're no longer entitlements as they were in school. So that's really the focus, is trying to help people navigate adult services.
Okay. And what are some of the goals that Winthrop Strong has set?
Basically, to be able to speak up for oneself and to be able to exercise, to live your dreams, to recognize that you do have dreams, to clarify your own goals, and then how do you achieve them? And we try to help people to identify resources that will help people to achieve those goals.
Okay, great. Kathleen, is there anything that you would like to add that we didn't cover?
Just that we're obviously always available for any kind of questions. And again, our purpose, our objective is to help as many people as we can here in our community. So we're open to doing that, and we really enjoy people contacting us for that purpose.
Great. And can you give us your email if anyone would like to reach out?
Yeah, my personal email or my business as an attorney is kkanelaw, KKANELAW
Okay, great. Andrew, would you like to give us your email, please, if anyone would like to reach out?
Yes, I have an email. It's themagazine@gmail.com.
Okay, great. And Carla, is there anything else that you would like to add that we didn't talk about?
Actually, our meetings are open to the public if people want to attend by Zoom. So it's usually listed on the town's website, and there's an agenda that's usually listed. And some people have attended and come on to the Zoom call. You can also attend in person, and they're interesting meetings. They're fun. And a lot of ideas going back and forth. So we encourage people to get involved with the commission, and we just welcome anybody's feedback and ideas.
Okay, great. And can you give us your email if anyone would like to reach out to you?
murphyadvocate@aol.com. I'm one of the last AOL users. I'm just too lazy to change, right?
All right. I'm sorry, but that's all the time that we have. Thank you all for what all you do for those in need. I'd love to hear your thoughts and suggestions. Please send them to lifeissuestv@gmail.com. And remember, live each day to the fullest and celebrate life. Hi, my name is Judie VanKooiman. I'm the founder and president of Those Who Can for Those in Need.
And I'm Sebastian Lemieux. I'm the treasurer.
We connect people and resources from the greater Boston and North Shore area.
We provide help with elderly, losing a loved one, children, low income, homelessness, mental illness, disease and health issues, substance abuse, domestic violence, LGBTQ, and veterans.
We are Winthrop-based, but like we mentioned earlier, we cover a large area.
Our website is twctin.org, and on there you can find the various resources from the organizations that are with us, past episodes of Life Issues, which is a resource show, and our newsletters.
We hold 2 major events every year. We have our annual comedy show fundraiser in the spring, And early September, we have our annual Family Resource Fair. For both events, please check out our website and social media sites like Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Instagram.
During our resource fair, our visitors will be able to visit the resource tables, there's food, and also various family activities.
To end, I started Those Who Can for Those in Need in memory of my husband, who passed away in 2007 of cancer. You can go on our website to learn more, twctin.org.
Thank you.